You're watching KREX News.
Hello and thank you for tuning in to the KREX Week in Review. I'm Chad Roderick. Now in our first update, the Mesa County Coroner's Office released the identity of the victim in a car versus bicycle crash that occurred on Wednesday. 80-year-old Arthur Proteau was identified as the victim in Wednesday's fatal crash. According to the coroner, Proteau was riding his bicycle near the area of 2140 North 12th Street when he was struck by a vehicle. It was found that Proteau's cause of death was due to his injuries sustained in the accident. Now, the manner of death was ruled as an accident. The Grand Junction Police Department is investigating. And the Mesa County Coroner's Office also released the identity of the victim in Monday's fatal rollover crash in the westbound lanes of I-70 near Palisade. 78-year-old Eileen Roper from St. George, Utah was killed. Roper was an unrestrained passenger when the driver of the vehicle she was in struck a post along the roadway, which sent the vehicle out of control. Colorado State Patrol is leading the investigation into what caused the crash. And in crime news, the Grand Junction Police Department recently arrested a man accused of attempted child exploitation. On February 4th, a reporting party claimed a 15-year-old female had been trading explicit messages with an adult male in exchange for money and other items. At about 3:30 p.m. on Friday, officers and detectives located and arrested the suspect, 53-year-old Frank Kenneth Cook. According to investigators, Cook had also been in contact with another juvenile male aged 17 and had rented hotel rooms to meet them. Cook was charged with attempted sexual exploitation of a child and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. And the Mesa County Sheriff's Office, in collaboration with the Salt Lake Police Department, arrested a 27-year-old man from South Carolina in a series of car break-ins at local trailheads. The break-ins occurring between December 2024 and February 2025. Kira Nigro has the details of the investigation.
On December 7th, deputies responded to a report of a theft from a vehicle at the Kokopelli Trailhead in Loma. The victim reported that upon returning from her hike, she found her car unlocked and cash and credit cards missing from her wallet. A second theft was filed 2 days later, indicating another vehicle had also been broken into while parked at the Kokopelli Trailhead on December 7th. A third report received on December 16th detailed another break-in at the same trailhead, causing $500 in damage and a theft of credit cards, which were used to make nearly $2,000 in purchases at local retail establishments. Video footage confirmed the same male suspect was present on all occasions at each location. Investigators identified Alejandro Ferrada Ruz as the individual responsible for 5 vehicle break-ins at the Kokopelli, Devil's Canyon, and Coal Canyon trailheads. Ruz was arrested on February 10th at the Salt Lake City Airport by the Salt Lake City Police Department and is now in federal custody. Patrol Lieutenant Jim Fogg with the Mesa County Sheriff's Office tells me trailheads are popular areas for break-ins and thefts.
They are isolated areas. Bad guys aren't afraid to break a window.
Fogg also says if you plan on going on a hike or not being around your car in an isolated area, be aware of where your valuables are.
If you have a valuable in your vehicle, your purse, your credit cards, firearms, those kind of things, leave them at home if you're not going to take them on your hike.
But if you do have valuables with you, he says make sure they're locked away.
Put them out of sight and ideally in a separate lock container like a trunk or a glove box.
Kieran Nigro, KREX News.
And taking a look at local business news, SpaceX and Dewberry Engineers Incorporated formally withdrew their application for a conditional use permit to construct a satellite Earth station near Beque. Now, in a letter to Mesa County Senior Planner Faye Hall, SpaceX's Senior Vice President of Jurisdiction Relations Ken Lyons said, quote, "On behalf of Space Exploration Technologies Corp. And Dewberry Engineers Inc., we respectfully request to withdraw the conditional use permit for a satellite Earth station in Beque. Space Exploration Technologies Corp. Is constantly evaluating its network needs and priorities as it extends high-speed internet to even the most remote locations in the country. This location no longer fits into their long-term plans. We appreciate your assistance and the professionalism and guidance of Mesa County staff through the permit process." Now, the application had requested approval for a facility that would have included 40 ground-based communication antennas on private land off 48.5 Road. With the application withdrawn, Mesa County will not need to take further action regarding the proposal. And in other news, a new commissioner was chosen for Montrose County. Timber Schumann found out just who this new person is and what his plans are.
That was a shock to hear.
Rick Dunlap, a former sheriff and Vietnam veteran, was sworn in as a Montrose County Commissioner just last month, but his unexpected passing on February 8th left Montrose County mourning.
We shared a lot of stages and microphones together. I got to know him very well, but also because of Colorado State statute, we had a very fine timeline to find the next commissioner.
And that void has been filled, in my view, with the right person.
Sean Pond was appointed by the Vacancy Committee for a 2-year term and sworn in as commissioner early this week.
How's it feel to say that?
Humbling. Montrose County is a special place to my heart. Well, I've got 5 kids and 7 grandkids, so I love my family dearly, and we're an outdoor family. We like outdoors, hunting, fishing, hiking.
Pond lives in the small town of Nucla and is best known for being the founder of Halta Dolores, which aims to fight the proposed monument.
There hasn't been a county commissioner in Montrose from the West End that lives in the West End in 21 years.
He just sent me this letter, and I can't say enough good things about the staff. I think having him there will be a great, center of gravity for us as a county.
County Manager Frank Rodriguez tells me Pond stood out from the pack thanks to his motivation and enthusiasm.
I wanted to stay in the fight for public lands and constitutional freedoms.
While he's still settling into his position, he has lots of ideas to work on implementing and sees the uranium stored in West End's hills to be a promising economical advantage.
There's a huge opportunity for us right now that ties right into the battle to keep this land open, to create much needed revenue. It's my job. I'm honored to do it.
Timber Sheeman, KREX.
And a series of meetings focusing on the state of the river will kick off within the next few weeks. The Colorado River District is inviting you to attend one of them to learn about water conservation projects, forecasts, and the challenges currently impacting Western Slope water users. Alex Rivero talked with a representative from the River District on what you can expect.
Unfortunately, a lot of the forecasts are discussing a below average year.
This year's State of the River meetings will showcase information provided by water experts to help irrigators, those in the agricultural industry, and community members understand where the Western Slope stands in regards to water. Lindsay DeFreitas with the Colorado River District says the series of meetings are focused on specific topics that reflect local water priorities.
These are evening meetings. They come with a free dinner. We welcome everyone at 6 p.m. And we have brought in a lineup of experts to talk about what can we expect to see in the rivers from the snowpack this year? How is that going to impact the larger basin conversations surrounding Lake Mead and Lake Powell? And what is it that our work on the Western Slope is to make sure that we're prepared for that reality.
Ethan Ball, a river guide who's been in the business for about 8 years, talks about the relationship he has developed with the river.
Having the freedom to just be yourself and be out in nature, generally with a group of like-minded people who are always there to support you, it's a really magical and powerful experience, not one that everybody gets.
Ball says that changes on the river are common during the river guiding season that typically begins in March and April through October. But there is one element that has river guides concerned every season, and that is water quantity.
The seasons change naturally, and we will have good years and bad years, but as a general trend, the river has seen less water over time.
The series of 11 State of the River meetings start March 17th in Montrose and run until May 22nd, finishing in Silverthorne, with a meeting scheduled in Grand Junction on April 22nd. A link to register to attend the meetings will be provided on westernslope.now.com. Just click on the link to this story. Reporting for KREX, I'm Alex Rivero.
And in the past few months, we've been covering a bill that would ban the manufacture and restrict the sale of certain semi-automatic rifles, shotguns, and pistols that accept detachable magazines. Now, that bill will be sent to Governor Jared Polis's desk after clearing the state Senate. Senate Bill 3 passed on a 19-15 vote, with 3 Democrats joining all of the Republicans voting against the measure. The measure would not affect possession of any guns in Colorado, meaning people who already own the guns affected by the bill could still keep and use their weapons. The Senate amended the bill to try and appease Governor Polis last week, adding that to qualify for the exemption, a gun purchaser would need to be vetted by their local sheriff through a process that is described as similar to what's required to obtain a concealed carry permit. Senate Bill 3 would represent one of the largest Colorado gun policy changes in state history, restricting AR-15 and AK-47 rifles, as well as their long list of popular variants. It would also restrict tactical shotguns and a number of handguns. If the governor decides to sign the bill, it will go into effect in September of this year. And applications for big game hunting licenses open on March 1st, and they'll stay open for 1 month. Applications are reviewed and approved through a draw system. A new policy starting this year says that if an application is approved, but the hunter fails to pay for the license on time, that license will be revoked. CPW is asking interested hunters to apply early this year and read up on hunting law changes 2025 big game brochure on their website. Now, thank you for watching the KREX Week in Review. We'll see you back here next Friday.